Yeah, we'll talk about Frosties in the little news section.
Yeah, Curly W brought that up. Yeah, we'll bring that
Not
up.
bad.
We'll bring that up. That was
a big event.
Yeah, a couple of weekends ago. So
God, it's right. We didn't do a show before Evo Japan either.
So we didn't get a chance to talk about that. But
Boy, our bad.
I actually got to make it to Frosty,
right.
So we can talk about that. So
okay, cool. But first, Dragon Ball FighterZ. It's not FighterZ. Dragon Ball FighterZ.
That is
clarified officially by Bandai Namco.
Yes. And I'll just remember Dragon Ball Fuzz. That's all I ever think of when I ever type the initial. So that way I'll always remember it's DBFZ instead of DBZF or whatever like that. So I always think of the word fuzz, so I know it's DBFZ.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, it's a video game and it's out and you can buy it and you can play it now. We're no longer just talking about the beta. I did play the beta, but briefly, and matchmaking online was horrible, so I didn't get to play it that much. Oh yeah, that's right. It's still like that. We'll talk about that in a bit. But the game itself, I have played, I guess more than you, because you just got home. I got home a week ago now, so I have been able to play it for most of the week. I love it. I think it's great.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, I really enjoy the game. I enjoy it in a lot of ways. You know, I'm coming to it as you are from not a lot of knowledge of Dragon Ball itself.
Yes.
So I'm sure there are lots of things in there that I am missing, jokes and references and that like
the dialogue
and you know, certain special kills and whatever. So all those things are fantastic, not to discredit any of them. I just don't, it's not something that I have much familiarity with. So I'm only approaching it as a video game. And I think it's a fantastic video game.
Okay, cool.
I really do. It's gorgeous, obviously. The gameplay is really fun and more unique than I was worried.
Okay.
I was a little worried that it would be maybe repetitive or that the characters having only quarter circle special moves and like not like it was just like 4 per person more or less.
Right.
That it wouldn't result in that much wildness.
Right. It's interesting because I feel like the special moves really have kind of taken a back seat a little bit in the game. Like they're not as crazy, but
I would say that depends on the character.
Okay.
And I would also say that as the game has been developing over the last week, that they've been getting more important.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Cool.
Like it's not the case anymore that combos are just, you know, your auto launcher or whatever auto combo thing into the air auto combo. It's not, you're not just doing that anymore. Now almost everybody has more than that.
Oh yeah.
So the gameplay I think is really interesting. It's a different take on the Versus series for sure, because it's, I would say, in my opinion, it's more of an individual character's game.
Yes.
With assists, of course, but it's the team order is less important because you can DHC to either one.
You can can snap you out for free.
Snap to either one.
Doesn't cost anything. Right. Yeah.
And it's, you know, sparking is like kind of a comeback sort of situation, but it's not as wild as like X Factor was.
Right.
So anchor position is maybe a little bit less important. And since assists have long cooldowns, you don't have as common an option to bring in your teammates.
Right.
Like they don't play that as big of a role.
Right.
Still a big role, but not as big of a role as in some as in Marvel games. So it's a different kind of thing, and I like that. I'm happy that it's not the same idea.
Yeah.
I think that's really good.
I mean, even just from the little bit that I played, it feels very different than Guilty Gear as well.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, as an Arxis game, you know, people are like, "Oh, it's just going to be like Team Guilty Gear," but it's not. It's a very different kind of game. So.
And I didn't play that much Gear, but I did play a lot of BlazBlue for a while, and I don't feel like it feels like BlazBlue at all.
Right.
It's very different.
Yeah, and I haven't had a chance to play against people. I'm just trying to find my team and stuff like that. So I was just getting used to a lot of the muscle memory and just experimenting, finding out what the characters could do, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, as far as I can tell so far, I do like the character variety. You know, the characters were much more different between them than I thought that they were going to be.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to getting some, but I'm still working on trying to find a team right now.
Sure.
So right now my team. Who's your team?
So I'm kind of still working on that. It's Android 16 for sure, Beerus for sure, and then either Piccolo or Hit. So it's either 16 Beerus Piccolo or 16 Hit Beerus.
Okay.
I really like Hit. He's a super interesting, unique character. Piccolo, I think, has a better assist. So it's like, which one of those do I want?
Right. Yeah. It's the utility versus I like this character kind of better,
right.
Right.
While at the same time, hit I think works great. I think his assist is good still. It's not like as good as Piccolo's is, but I think it's good. And I think he as a character is really strong and works well with Beerus as assist. So, you know, I guess we'll see. Like I said, I think it is more of an individual character's game, so I'm not sure that team comp is like important enough to not have characters I like. But I guess we'll see.
I've been hearing a lot. Yeah, snapback isn't free. I'm just saying it costs no meter to do the snapback, right? You still have to land the Dragon Rush, which is not easy to do. But
you can combo into it for some ways.
I've been hearing like 16 is like super good.
16 is so sick, man. He's very strong. He has great hitboxes. He has a hard knockdown, which is really rare in the game. So you can like guarantee a mix up for yourself. He has.
And he has all the same movement options, dude.
Right,
like,
yeah, he's not limited in some way,
Because
right?
after that hard knockdown, he's like, hard knockdown? Oh, I crossed you up with my instant air dash.
Yeah. No, he's a very interesting character.
It's not like they made him Potemkin with no dash,
right.
You know what I mean? So,
yeah. He's not some taker kind of just gimped movement guy. No, I do think he's very good. I am not sure on the tiers yet myself, but I would say I think Cell seems really good. I think he seems really strong. I mean, like I said, my own thought is that it's more of an individualist game, but I've talked with other people who think that it's as important to have like a strong assist as ever. So a lot of people are playing Vegeta, who has Cold Star assist. Yeah, it's like almost the same.
Yeah.
So because that is really good for sure.
But I mean, people have been discovering tech that you can like block like flurries of projectiles, but then like slip through it with like the homing rush or something like that. I've seen like interesting tech. I'll have to look up some videos about that.
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, but I'm still trying to find my team. So I'm going in it blind, basically. The team that I really wanted to play was Yamcha, because I just heard he's like a jobber in the lore. So I was like, I think it would be funny. He's also the guy who's in the big pit that you always see, you know, being destroyed. So I was like, you know what? I feel like I want to play this character. And then Tien just looks cool to me. He does. Right? Just visually, I think he just looks like a cool character.
I'm with you.
And then I wanted to play Android 21 because she had the lab coat and the glasses and the red hair and everything. Then they revealed she fights as a Majin instead, so she's all purple with a tail. And I was like, Then someone pointed out that she's basically like Kirby. And I was like, pink, eats people, steals powers. And I was like, okay. I think I can handle that. So
isn't that a Boo thing too? Eating people?
I guess.
I mean, in the game he does it.
Yeah. Oh, does he? Majin Buu does it as well.
Right? Or am I thinking of Kid Buu? Or do they both do it? Actually, they may both do it.
Okay. In any case,
I'm no expert in Dragon Ball lore. Anyway,
Android 21 is the third person on my team right now. Dude, she is good. She's got ridiculous. Like, I feel like she can probably be one of the more zonery characters in the game. Her the ability to convert off of like full screen and stuff like that, and her range is really good. She's basically got the Bedman, you know, I can attack here or I can attack full screen move. And if she has a vanish, if she has 1 meter, full screen spike into, you know, S into vanish, just gives her the straight up combo.
For sure.
And I did find out something interesting. I wanted to tweet this out now that I think about it, but like I found out some stuff about the vanish mechanic as well, is that you have, in order to get the wall bounce, the vanish has to connect off of the direct move you canceled it off of. That's the rule to it. So a lot of people are saying as long as you combo it, it wall bounces. But I've found that that's not true. There's actually situations where you'll combo and it doesn't wall bounce. So in that full screen example, I can hit you with the spike, throw the ball, and then vanish.
Yeah.
But if you vanish before the S shot, the key blast actually hits them, because you're canceling the key blast and it hasn't hit them, it will not wall bounce because you're not canceling the move that directly hit him.
Well, that's pretty weird.
If you let the key blast hit him and then vanish, then it'll wall bounce. So I actually tested that by doing launch him, and instead of doing key blast, I chain it in the standing medium, 5M, right? I cancel the 5M, and then immediately with cancel vanish it. and it won't wall bounce in that situation because you're not hitting him directly off of the move that you canceled into the vanish.
Okay.
It's really interesting how they set that up, but that's how it works. Okay. So I was going to tweet that out, but I haven't had a chance yet. So, yeah.
All right. By the way, yeah, all the boos eat them.
Oh, okay.
That's what we were saying.
Okay.
I always try to anyway play a grappler and a zoner. Mm-hmm. So that's why I have Beerus on the team as a zonering character. I think in the actual game he's not going to play like that so much. That's why I picked him, because I thought, I'm going to have these balls and I'm going to do cool zoning with balls.
It's more mix up with the balls.
I think it's more pressure. Yeah, that's how it seems so far. But I'm going to try to make the zoning style work, so we'll see.
He's the next character that I'm going to give a shot a little bit to, because everyone says I should be playing the cat. I need to keep the theme going with everything. So
he's really good.
I was like, sure, I'll try him out. So there's definitely a few characters I want to still mess with a little bit. But I'll tell you this right now, I just have no interest in playing any of the Gokus, any Gohan or Gotenks or Vegeta. I don't know, like I just want to play like the weirder, like the Fringer characters or something. But I was happy to find out that Tien, sure enough, he's Chinese. So I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Connections.
Yeah, and he's got that cool Chaozu super where he grabs you and he's like, Chaozu, no! And he like blows up and like it's a level 3 and it's funny because apparently he has a special move that he can use that calls Chaozu and like he can hit you, but if you blow him up, you don't have access to him.
Is that the little green dude?
No, it was the little spirit guy who like flies up behind you and command grabs you from the other side, the unblockable, and blows you up. So, it's so great.
So I've been playing story mode since yesterday.
I'm sorry, I didn't have a choice. I didn't want the glare glass on there. Someone's saying don't get the. I know, because you can see on the reflection here on the screen, you can see the big old lights reflecting off of it. I'm sorry about that, but it's the way it works.
So yeah, I've been playing story. And
is Beerus supposed to be a dog?
No, he's a cat for sure.
Yeah, he is a cat.
So it's better than I thought. I thought the story would be terrible.
The story mode. Oh, okay, okay.
What I heard from people is that the story is crappy. But then I think what actually happened is that it's people who really care about the story of Dragon Ball.
Right, yeah.
And then it's like not exactly the same, and I guess there weren't some interactions that people had hoped for that, so they were disappointed that they're not in there. I'm not coming into it with any of that stuff. So for me, it's been really cool.
Oh, okay,
actually.
Okay. Did you finish it?
No, I just started it yesterday. I didn't actually do it.
It's long, right? Yeah. Okay. Is there playing in it? Do you play in it?
Yes, there's definitely playing.
Okay.
Yeah. And in fact, part of it is tutorial too.
Oh,
it's very well done.
Because I wasn't sure if it was like Guilty Gear, where it was just like you watch it for like 8 hours.
No. And the watching of it is pretty funny. Like there's funny cutscenes and there's good moments and stuff. I'm not that deep into it, but I like it so far. So I do recommend that. It's a good game, just in general. Like everything about it, almost everything about it is awesome.
Okay.
Here's what's not great about it, is the fact that you have to join a lobby for everything.
Yeah,
and the lobbies are bad.
They force you to go into a lobby right away.
Instantly. You
can't.
There's
no game menu.
No, you're in there.
Right.
So if it's full, then you gotta join a different lobby, which takes up time for no reason at all.
Yeah.
And then once you're actually trying to find a match, the online matchmaking is not very good. In my experience, actually playing online, the actual net code is okay.
Right. You can go to an offline lobby. Yeah.
Can you for real?
Yeah. There's a button at the bottom that gives you the option for offline lobby, but you have to look down there.
Well, is that on PC also?
I'm sure it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks, somebody. I didn't even know that. That's stupid. But got it. In any case, trying to play against people online is crappy.
Right. Yeah. I've heard a lot of bad things about the net play and things like that. But, it's just funny. Sorry I have to make this comment, but it's just man, you can totally tell the way that people are approaching these games right now. Because if there was any of these problems in any other fighting game, they would just be ripping this a new one,
Well, I've seen a lot of people ripping on it. Have you not seen that?
I saw a video where someone did a homing attack and it traded with something and the guy was frozen in the sky.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Bugged.
Okay.
He got bugged and just got frozen, and the other guy's like, "What the heck?" And then like you read all the comments, they're like, "Oh, this is really funny," or blah blah blah, or "Oh, it's just an early game." You know, they'll patch these things out. Yeah. And I was just like, "Really?"
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's silly. But the game does come into this with a tremendous amount of goodwill, and it's earned goodwill.
Yes.
Very much earned, considering how much work they put into it. So I'm inclined to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Oh yeah. For sure.
Like it's not the case that I think that they half-assed any of it. So I think the issue with the lobbies is more like this is way more online play than they expected.
Oh yeah.
Way more than their other games with lobbies have had.
Dude, Guilty Gear, when you go online, they have the exact same lobby system. You go to the different rooms, it's out of 64 or whatever like that. And like you go here, it's like 1 out of 64.
Right.
And then everything else is 0.
Right.
You're like, okay. And then right now, Dragon Ball, everything is
64,
like 64 out of 64.
Yeah.
It's the most ridiculous thing.
40,000 plus concurrent players. Crazy.
Yeah. No, dude, trust me. That's my whole point, dude, is that every game has bugs. Every game has freezing and stuff like that. But when it happens on non-Dragon Ball, everyone's like, this is proof that this game wasn't tested and it's garbage, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I have been arguing this forever. Like, fighting games are the most impossible to test every scenario and to suss out every bug.
It's pretty tough.
You're going to run into bugs in every fighting games, which is why every time I see them, I'm like, shrug, whatever, I don't care. Because you can't get past them. And everyone's always like, well, if you test it, no, trust me. You cannot test 100% of the scenarios in a fighting game, because that's what makes fighting games great, is that you just have all these characters, all these possibilities, whereas if you read how a lot of other one-player games are developed, they can force you not to be able to do things because you just don't have the access to it, but you can't do that in a fighting game. You know what I mean? You can't be like, oh, well, you would just never let this happen because, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I hear you.
You know, there's just too many situations like
that. I hear you.
So,
Again, though, I do think that Dragon Ball has earned more goodwill than, for example, Marvel did. And that both of those were earned. Like, it was earned to have goodwill and it was earned to have bad will.
Yes, absolutely. So.
But to the extent that there has to be a comparison with Marvel, I find that they're very different games. I wouldn't say that they're really competitors. They have such different takes on the Versus engine that, you know, Marvel Infinite is almost like playing two characters as one. Like you're it's such a mix. You have such a meld of the two characters. And it's so free form. I don't know that any other game has ever been that way. And Dragon Ball is, like I said, I think a little bit more individual character plus assist kind of game, to an extent even greater than previous Marvel games, previous Versus games have been. So they're at pretty different sides of the spectrum, I think.
Yeah, one of the interesting things that I found out when I was playing Dragon Ball is that, you know, when you watch the matches, and this is just a testament to how strong the players have gotten in the game, like, I thought the combo system was just, like, super open and just, like, you could just do all these crazy things. But as I play with the characters, the combo system is actually pretty tight. Like, it's not like Marvel where literally everything combos and they just rely on hit stun deterioration, right? And I've always considered that kind of like a problem with some modern fighting games, that they use hit stun deterioration as a way just to let everything work, which kind of takes a little bit away of the creativity. Like, I feel like in Marvel, like, it's cool that everything works, but at the same time, it's like, it feels like everything works. So it's like, it's not, I don't get that same kind of like, oh, I found this cool combo as much in there because everything works. You know what I mean? But, you know, to see what people are coming up with Dragon Ball to extend combos and things like that, because like I said, the system is not as open. It's not as like free for all, hit stun deterioration saves it, you know, kind of thing. And so like I've actually been impressed with seeing a lot of like the combos and stuff like that people have been coming up with the game. So.
Hit stun deterioration doesn't seem to be a thing.
Yeah, I haven't been able to like
I haven't run into it at least.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't feel like I know there is some in there because there are some setups that I'll do where I was trying to do these setups with Yamcha where I end my combo with a dive kick. and when you end the combo with a dive kick, it pushes them into the ground and bounces them right away, and they don't have the option to flip forward or anything like that. They can only bounce slightly higher than normal. So I was using that as a reset situation, but then I did a combo where I did something longer, and then I dove kicked them, and then they were... No, it wasn't dive kick. It was the crazy ball super that he had. Okay. If you raw ball super them, you can flatten them into the ground so they slide forward and link to the level 3. But if you do it later in a combo, they wouldn't hit the ground. They would actually flip out and stuff like that. So I feel like there's a little bit of hit stun deterioration in there.
Well, people are saying that there's a combo timer. I didn't know that.
It's a combo timer? Oh, that's interesting.
Funky.
Huh. Yeah, but there definitely is a little bit of hit stun deterioration in there, but it's just not as pronounced as Guilty Gear and stuff like that, because you just don't end up in situations where you can loop things as much. So like I said, I was actually kind of happy about that, to find out that the combos are a little bit more limited than I thought it was, because I thought it really was just going to be like everything into homing, into vanish, into... I just thought like everything was going to be...
There are definitely rules.
Super straightforward. So
10-second combo timer.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Weird.
Huh. Okay. Well, yeah, but I haven't had a chance to play people yet, so the hardest thing for me right now is I can't figure out what the flow and the approach is. Even watching matches, like, I still haven't got the grasp of it yet. Even something like MVCI, when it first came out, I was like, okay, I kind of get this. It's attack, attack, tag, attack, 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 attack. You know, kind of things like that. When you first saw it, you kind of had this idea of what you wanted to do with it. I'm still not 100% sure yet with Dragon Ball, but once I start playing it, I'm sure I'll get a little bit used to it. So
I'm sure you will.
I just need to find my team.
Dude.
My team, so.
I feel like there's a lot of characters that you would really enjoy.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of characters in there that seem really interesting to me so far. So, but again,
don't turn away from like.
I know,
Goku and Gohan
I know.
And stuff.
A lot of people are telling me that I should try Adult Gohan.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, oh, man.
I don't know. Who cares? I mean, like, you don't have an attachment to the series.
Yeah,
so
I guess that's true. I guess that's true. Okay. I'll check it out. So, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I really enjoyed the game. Nice work.
Yeah.
Anything else there?
Nothing else that I can think of. Like I said, I just haven't had enough time with it yet. So I was planning to play a little bit more today to test out Beerus and stuff like that. I just didn't get a chance to do that.
Beerus is so cool.
He's
a cat. He is. I looked into the lore. He's like the lord or god or something of their universe.
Oh, okay.
And there's like 7 universes. So he's like one of them.
Okay.
And he doesn't really care about human concerns. He's just in it for the food. Like in the story mode, he gets called by Bulma, and she wants him to hang out to help out. And he's just like, look, I'm here for the food, basically.
Nice.
So anyway, he falls around, but he's a cat.
Okay. The only lore that I really know is that I've been trying to get as much footage of the announcer in Dragon Ball. Like, there's literally the arena announcer.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just like trying to listen to his speech patterns and everything like that, because I want to see if I can commentate a whole tournament as the announcer. I think that'd be so funny. I think that'd be awesome, dude. That'd be awesome.
Oh man. He's the god of destruction, is Beerus. Duly noted.
God of destruction. That's cool, because then that means if you abbreviate it, it's God. Right? So he's
its own
God, God of destruction. It's an infinite abbreviation.
Yeah. He's based on the creator's cat.
Are you serious?
No, he's actually based on the cat. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
He turned his cat into a...
Yeah.
Did he have a hairless sphinx?
Yeah,
cat?
that's what I read.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's really funny. Okay.
I actually looked up the Dragon Ball wiki, because here's my thought process was, I want to say this character's a cat. Like, I was writing a tweet where I like referred to him as a cat, and then I thought, is everybody gonna yell at me? Are people gonna yell at me right now? So yeah, I went on the wiki to see if I could call him a cat.
Okay, fair enough.
You can't.
Fair enough. Okay, there you go. Okay. Well,